You know, there's a massive crisis facing our economy right now. But what if I told you that this crisis is actually a golden opportunity for technical education? We're talking about the technician talent gap, and in the next few minutes, we're going to break down exactly how your institution can become the solution.
All right, so here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with the talent gap, what it is and why it's so huge. Then we'll dive into the philosophy behind our approach, innovating to educate. After that, we'll walk through the stackable rise pathway, piece by piece. We'll also get into the nitty-gritty of certifications and careers, the stuff that really matters. And finally, we'll talk about what a true, future-proof partnership looks like.
So first things first, we have to be really clear about something. This technician shortage, it isn't just a simple hiring problem. It's a genuine threat to our entire economic future. But it's also a moment where your institution can step up and be the hero your region desperately needs.
Just take a second and look at that number, $1 trillion. No, that's not a typo. That's what economic forecasts are telling us this talent gap could cost our economy by 2030 if we don't do something about it. So this isn't some far-off abstract problem. The urgency is right here, right now.
And when you dig into the numbers, the story gets even more dramatic. We could be looking at nearly 2 million empty manufacturing jobs, just as a huge chunk of the workforce, a full quarter of them, is getting ready to retire. And think about this. For every dollar in manufacturing, you get over $2.50 in economic impact. That means every single one of those unfilled jobs creates a ripple effect that hurts the whole system.
So this is the big question, isn't it? We have this massive crisis, this huge need for skilled people. How do you at your institution turn that into a win for your community? How do you become the go-to engine for your regional economy by filling this exact gap?
And that's where having the right partner is absolutely critical. See, at Roots Education, we're not just here to sell you equipment. We're about a completely different way of thinking, a strategic educational framework that's designed from the ground up to build the workforce that industry is practically begging for.
And this is it. This is our core belief, our motto. We innovate to educate. It's so much more than a tagline. It's our promise to you that we're always working to close that gap between what's taught in a lab and what's actually needed on the factory floor, making sure your students are ready to contribute from day one.
So how do we do it? Well, it all comes down to these 3 pillars. First, built by students. This means learning is hands-on. It's active. Students are doing, not just watching. Second, designed by educators, because we know the curriculum has to be pedagogically sound and actually work in a classroom. And maybe most important of all, influenced by industry, which guarantees that every single skill we teach is what employers are asking for right now.
Okay, so what's the actual solution? Well, it can't be something static. The industry changes too fast for that. That's the whole idea behind the RISE platform. It's a flexible, scalable, and this is key, stackable pathway that literally grows with your program and your students.
Everything begins right here with the RISE core. Think of this as the perfect launchpad. It's built around the Universal Robots UR3E, which gives students an incredible, hands-on introduction to collaborative robots. They're not just reading about it, they're programming, testing, and integrating from the very beginning, building that crucial systems-level thinking.
Once they've got that solid foundation, it's time for the RISE Plus. This is where your students take a giant leap forward. They go from just understanding the basics to becoming real-deal automation technicians. They'll master the kind of integration skills that manufacturers are absolutely desperate to find.
And then we have the pinnacle, the RISE Pro. Now this isn't just another training station. This is a fully integrated, multi-station smart factory in a box. With this, your students become elite automated manufacturing integrators. We're talking about coordinating multiple robots, CNC machines, advanced vision systems. Basically, they learn how to manage an entire modern production line.
So let's just break down how this all stacks together. Students start at the core, getting that foundational awareness. Then they level up to skilled operator with the plus, where they can earn the awesome Carroll 4.0 certification. That stands for Collaborative Action Robotics. And finally, they become advanced integrators with the Pro, adding the Cobot Integration Processing, or CIP cert, to their toolkit. It's a super clear, strategic journey from what is this thing to I can run this whole factory.
All right, now for the part that every institutional strategist needs to see. Let's talk about the proof. This is where the rubber really meets the road. It's about the hard data, the quantifiable impact, the certifications that help you get funding, and the careers that give your students an amazing return on their education.
You can see the progression so clearly here.
Every single system gives you that 5-star alignment with the Universal Robots cursor. But look at what happens when you get to the Plus and Pro. Bam! Full 5-star alignment with Carroll 4.0. And with the Pro, you hit the top level for the CIIP certification. This kind of stackable, verifiable credentialing is exactly what helps make the case for things like Perkins V funding.
And we don't stop there. Just look at the alignment with SACA standards, one of the biggest names in the industry. As you move up the ladder from Core to Plus and then to Pro, the depth of alignment just keeps growing, covering everything from basic operations all the way to advanced systems integration. This is the kind of industry relevance proof that both employers and funders love to see.
So what does all this training actually lead to? Using the official ONET codes, we can draw a direct line from the skills learned to real-world, high-demand, high-wage jobs. With something like the RISE Pro, you're not just training technicians, you're creating controls and automation programmers, industrial data specialists, and those super sought-after automated manufacturing integrators. This is the concrete ROI you can promise your students and your community.
So what's the big picture here? Well, this isn't about just buying a product. It's about forging a real, long-term partnership, a strategic alliance to drive economic growth in your region, and to make sure your technical programs are secure for years to come.
You know, one of the biggest fears in education technology is buying something that becomes obsolete in a few years. We get it. That's why the RISE platform is designed to be modular and rebuildable. It can adapt as the industry adapts. This isn't some disposable trainer that's going to turn into a paperweight. It's a future-proof investment that's backed up by our ongoing curriculum support.
And if you remember one thing, let it be this. The goal here isn't just to fill a lab with cool-looking equipment. The real mission, the true objective, is to build a powerful workforce pipeline that literally fuels your entire regional economy, making your institution absolutely indispensable.
So, the crisis is real, but the opportunity is even bigger. The pathway is clear and the tools are here. The only question left is, are you ready to step up, be the solution, and start building the workforce of tomorrow, today?